How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Tzadi Beis, Daf 92 of Masechta BavaKama. Friends. Yo, friends, Givaldige Daf, let me tell you. Givaldige Daf. Here's the thing. Let me tell you this. I don't have so much time. Shabbos is coming, but I'm not gonna rush it. I'm not gonna speed. If I have to stop in the middle, I'll stop in the middle. It's a Givaldige Daf. Meaning if I stop in the middle, I'll pick up, I feel like it's been happening more often recently, kind of doing the daf in multiple sittings, but it's a Givaldige Daf. It's Givaldige Daf. I mean, we'll see. If there's enough time, we can do the whole thing. Okay. Well, friends, here we go. We're starting Daf Tzadi Beis Amar Aleph at the Mishnah, about 8 lines into the page. It says the Mishnah, Af al pi shehu nosein lo ho ho. So we just talked about boshes payments, right? 100 zuz, 200 zuz, 400 zuz, whatever it might be. So even if you pay the boshes payment, ein nimcha lo achi vakish mimenu mechila. So yeah, look, maybe you paid the guy, that's great, but you embarrassed the fellow. You're paying it, it's not like, okay, you're off the hook because you paid him. You have to ask forgiveness. You have to say you're sorry. Shneimar, the Pasuk says, "Va'ato hoshev eishes v'geimer." Right, we're going to learn about this in a minute. By Avimelech and Avrom. After Avimelech took Soreh, so we're going to see in a second, but we learn out from there that even after the payment is what you have to do. You have to pay for the boshes, but you still have to ask forgiveness. Okay, we're going to learn about this, how that teaches that in just a few minutes. And how do you know if after the embarrasser asks the embarrassed for forgiveness, the embarrassed should, the victim, let's say, right? I guess in BavaKama there's always I don't have a good word for the guy who does it, but the guy who gets done to, I have 2 words, either a victim or an injured party. Victim, I guess, is kind of the standard. The victimizer, the victim, so there's the victim and the guy, the victim and the guy. No, the victim and the guy who the victim maker. The victim and the victim maker. What's the opposite of victim? Alright. Okay, fine. So how do you know that if the victim doesn't forgive him, that he's mean? Shenema vayspal Avram ela Elokim vayirpa Elokim esaf melech v'gemer. That Avram prayed on behalf of Avimelech and he got healed. Right, we're going to learn about this in just a minute. So Avimelech took Avram's wife and still Avram prayed for Avimelech. Now, we're not going to get to this today, but the Gemara is going to explain this next bit. Ha'omer sameis eini kateis yodi shaberes ragli. Somebody who says, plop out my eye, plop off my hand, plop my leg, chayiv. So the plopper is going to be chayiv. Almanas liftor. Chayiv, I didn't quite get. I think maybe my mom was saying that like plop and ploop and plopper is not so clear. Is this true? Plopping isn't clear. You're not so clear on plopping. I thought it was clear. I don't know. However, okay, fine. So chayiv. So I guess the plopper is chayiv. You get that what it means, right? The guy, the victimizer. Wow. All right. Plopper, guy, or victimizer? Which? Take your pick. Sorry, people. Fine. So Amanas Liftor, under the condition to be potter, the Gemara is going to have to explain what does this mean under the condition to be potter. Still chayiv. Kairas ksusi, tear my garment. Shaber eskadi, break my jug. Chayiv. The he's chayiv. Okay, I'm gonna slip to her under the condition to be potter. Okay, I say Kain Liish Ploni, do this to somebody else. I'm gonna slip to be potter chayiv. Ben Rigufa Ben Mamona, whether it's to his person, whether it's to his money. Chaver, we're gonna have to get to this in the Gemara. Definitely not today. Tomorrow. Okay. Now, Chaver, you ready? Good. Says the Gemara. Tana Rabbanon. The rabbis taught. Kol elu she'amru. All of these things that we said, the 100s, 200s, 400s, Dimei Boshto. That is how much money you have to pay for embarrassing somebody, right? We said, for example, if you're Tokea Ba'ozno, so then it's a seller, it's 100, okay, you have to do that, right? You have to pay. But, Aval Tsairo, but the fact that the guy feels horrible, that he's, emotionally harmed by the embarrassing experience, even if the guy, the victimizer, the embarrasser, brings all of the choicest korbanis in the world, makes no difference. Ein nimchol, he will not be forgiven, lo. Ad sheyivakesh mimenu. You have to go to the guy, the victim, and you have to say, look, I'm sorry. Shneimar, as the Pasuk says, Hashev Eishes Ha'ish A Ki Navi Hu. Return Avram's wife Sarah, because Avram is a prophet. V'yispal Baidcha, and he will pray for you. Deishes Navi Bayadure, Eishes Acher Lo Bayadure. Why is it important that Avram was a Navi? What, only because he's a Navi, that's why you have to return his wife to him? If he wasn't a Navi, you wouldn't? Wow, double negative. Amr, yeah, I'm not so good at double negatives. You good at double negatives? Amr Reb Shmuel ben Achmani, Amr Reb Yenison, Hashiv Eishes Ha'ish Mikol Makom. No, look, return Sarah, because you have to return Sarah. She's a married woman. Udka Amart, and about that which you said, Avimelech, Hagoy gam tzadik taroig. I don't understand. What, are you going to kill an innocent person? Halahu Omar li'achosi. He told me that she's his sister. What did I do wrong? Vigami Omra Achihu. And she said the same thing. It's my brother. What did I do? I was just being, what did I do wrong? Noviu uchvar limed. This is funny. No, he's a prophet, and therefore he taught. Okay. Achsenai shebaloir al iske achila v'shtiya she'alenoisoi or al iske ishta she'alenoso. Right. Avram Avinu, he said, look. Meaning, Avimelech is saying, what did I do wrong? I asked him. And he said it's his sister, and she said it's her brother. Yeah, but the point is, that shouldn't have been the topic of discussion. A visitor comes to town, what you should be asking him is, hey, visitor guy, you have a place to stay, you have epis to eat, can I help you out? The first topic of discussion should not be, oh, is that your wife? Is that your sister? Can we have her? Right? So that was the problem, and that's how they knew that this was bad news. Right? Where am I? Well, is that your wife? Is that your sister? And this teaches, I guess, that a Ben Noach. One second. I mean, that the fact, I guess, if Ben Noach is chayiv for arayis, chayiv in the halachas of arayis, and I guess he should have figured out that, the thing to do when somebody comes to town is you should probably ask if he needs anything rather than like if you can have this woman that he's with. Now, the point being that therefore he should have learned and he didn't learn, and therefore he was responsible for, therefore he was in trouble for taking Avram's wife, and I think that this is the point, that even though he gave her back, he still wasn't forgiven. He still wasn't forgiven. And that's how we know that, even just giving her back was not enough. He still wasn't forgiven. And therefore, if somebody causes embarrassment to somebody else and he pays him the money, he still isn't forgiven. If he wants to get forgiven, he's going to have to ask for forgiveness. He also Hashem, that the Eibishter stopped everything up. Omar Rebbe Lazar says, Rebbe Lazar, Shtei Atziris Alalu Lama, what's pshat with these Otzer? What's pshat with these two Atziris, two stoppings-uppings? Achaz Boish Shichva Zera, Shtayim Ba'isha Shichva Zera V'Leida. Well, the men got stopped up in one way, that their semen did not exit, and they got closed up. V'shtayim Ba'isha, and two by a woman, Shichva Zera, that any Shichva Zera that was inside her from Bia stayed inside her. V'Leida, and also if she was pregnant, the baby stayed inside her and didn't come out. B'masnisa Tani, they teach in a brayse, Shtayim Ba'ish Shichva Zera V'Ktanim, that actually by men it was two stoppings, semen and urine. Shlosha B'isha Shichva Zera V'Ktanim V'Leida, and three by a woman, the Shichva Zera, the Leida, and also urine. Ravina Amar Shalosh Ravina says three by a fellow, Shichva Zera Ktanim Upi Tabas, also excrement. Arba B'isha Shichva Zera V'Leida V'Ktanim V'Pi Tabas, and by a fella, also the previous three plus excrement. Ba'ad kol rechem v'omer Rabbi Yanai afilu tanegele shel beis Avimelech leitila beitzoso ho. So when it says ba'ad kol rechem, all of the uteruses, all of the wombs. So Amrei, they say the Rabbi Yanai, but the suspension of Rabbi Yanai afilu tanegele shel beis Avimelech, even a chicken, even a hen by Avimelech leitila beitzoso did not lay the eggs. So what did they eat? Who knows? Alright. Okay, Chevre, now till the end of the daf. Definitely till the end of the daf. The shaila is, depending on where we stop, I might have to pick up in the middle, in which case we might go a little bit further onto daf Tzadi Gimel, in which case maybe we'll go a little bit past this, but okay, let's just say definitely till the ends of Tzadi Beis, Amud Beis, we are going to be discussing different statements, different back and forths between Rave and Rabba Bar Mori. Just a lot of these. So, where am I? Omele Rave Rabba Bar Mori, says Rave to Rabba Bar Mori. Minoa Milsa Dam Rabbanan, from where is the following thing that the rabbi said? Kol mevakesh rachmim, this is some famous stuff here. Kol mevakesh rachmim al chavero v'utzarich la'oso dover huneno tchila. From where do we know that a fellow who prays on behalf of his friend, and it happens to be that thing that his friend needs is oichid, something that he himself needs, so he, the prayer, who's praying on behalf of his friend, he will be answered for his own needs first. Again, a fellow who prays for mercy on behalf of his friend, and the supplicant is in need of the same thing, the supplicant is answered first. So Rabbi Bar Mari answers, the pasuk says, "V'Hashem shav eshvus Eov b'ispalu bad re'eu," that Hashem returned everything to Job when he prayed on behalf of his friend. Omar lei, and Rav responds, "Atomart mehosam," you say it's from Job. Ve'ona amina mehocha, I say from our case with Avram and Elimelech. Vayispal Avram Elo Elokim, that Avram prayed to the Eibishter. Vayirpa Elokim es Avimelech, and the Eibishter healed Avimelech. Ves Ishto ve'amhosa ve'gomer, and his wife and all the people in his house. Uchsiv, and then it says, right, that meaning because they all got stopped up, and then Avram prayed to the Eibishter, and then he opened them up. So Uchsiv, and the pasuk says, "Vashem pokad esara kasher omer v'gomer," and the Eibishter, it says right after that the Eibishter remembered Sarah, and she also was able to have a baby, kasher omer Avram al Avimelech. That when it says kasher omer, it's talking about like Avram prayed about Avimelech. Omle Rav Rabba Bar Mori. Rav says to Rabba Bar Mori, "Mino milsa da amri inche." From where do we have the following statement of the people? Badehutza loke karba, that together with the thorns, even the cabbage gets hit. Omar lei. So Rabbi Bamari says, Tichsiv, as the pasuk says, Lama tarivu elai kulchem. Lama tarivu elai. Why do you fight with me? Says the Eibishter. Kulchem pashaitem bi numashem. All of you, everybody, has sinned against me. I guess the good people together with the bad people. Omar lei. So Rava says to Rabbi Bamari, Atomat me awesome. You're saying from there, meaning all of these examples. Whenever Rava says to Rabbi Bamari, you say from there, I say from here. Rabbi Bamari is bringing from a pasuk in Nevi'im and Ksuvim from Nach, whereas Rava is bringing an example from the Torah. I say from here, Ad ono meyantem lishma mitzvos of Yisrael. The Eibishter says to Moshe and Aharon, why are all of you? Why is everybody refusing? Why are you refusing to guard my mitzvahs and Torahs? And he included even Moshe and Aharon and Moshe and Aharon together with everybody else. The Apostle says, that it says that Joseph, when his brothers came to Egypt, right, along with Jacob, so Joseph took 5 of them and presented them to Pharaoh. Who are these 5 that he presented to Pharaoh? So Rabbi Bamari says to Rabbi Achiyam Rabbi Yechanan, this is what Rabbi Yechanan says, Oson shehuchbelu b'shemis, those 5 brothers who had the double names. Like for example, V'lizvulun Omar smach zvulun b'tzeisecha v'yisoch ba'alecha. It's for example, right? And oh wait, but that would be I think we're talking about in Devarim, right? Zvulun is in there. Okay, yeah, exactly. Birchos Moshe, yeah. Don, Zvulun, Gad, Osher, Naphtali. So because they were considered weaker. So Joseph wanted to bring them to Pharaoh, the weaker ones, so Pharaoh wouldn't feel like, oh, I should put them in my army. He would leave them alone. But Yehuda Nami Ichpulei Michpul. But Yehuda also, it says, right? It says Vizos Yehuda Vayomar Shma Hashem Kol Yehuda Vel Amav Tivienu. I think that's the pasuk. Is that what it is? I think. Why not? All right. Why not? Does it say? Anyways, Judah also, it says his name twice, but he wasn't weak, he was stark. Amalei, so Rabbi Mari says, Lemilse hu de ichbol. Well, that was for different reasons. The Amar Shmuel ben Nachmani Rabbi Yonasan, my dichsiv, what does the pasuk mean? Yechi Ruvain val Yomos, that Ruvain should live and not die, vihi misav mispar, and that his people should be numerous. Vizos liYehuda, and this is to Judah. Kol osan arboim shone she'ayu Yisrael ba'midbar, for all of the 40 years that the Yidden sojourned in the desert. What does sojourned mean? I just feel like they always say sojourned in the context of the Yidden in the Mizbar. What does that mean? Does it mean to walk around for a while? Does it mean to spend time? I don't know. They sojourned over there. During that entire time, the bones of Judah were like disconnected from one another and just rattling around in the coffin. Until Moses came and he requested mercy from the Eibishter. And he said, Moshe Rabbeinu says to the Eibishter, Ribono shel olam, Master of the world, migaram leRuven sheyodeh. What caused Ruvain to admit that he put Yaakov Avinu's bed in Leah's tent? Where am I? Yehuda. It was Yehuda that when Yehuda admitted, I assume it's talking about when Yehuda said Tzadka mimeni by Tomer. So then Ruvain admitted what he did. Miyad Shma Hashem called Yehuda. Hashem listen. So I guess immediately. Wait, what was this? So Shama. I guess Shema Hashem Kol Yehuda. I don't know. Is this listen to or we're saying that then maybe God heard the voice of Judah, and then all every lishofa. And then his bones went. At that point, his bones were no longer rattling around. They entered into their joints. Lo havu kamaske l'mesifta d'Rakia, but they still were not allowing Judah to enter into the heavenly academy. Vel amod yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, I think this is Moshe Rabbeinu. It's like it's a very beautiful thing that the Gemara is doing here. It's a very It's a literary technique. It's like interspersing verses of Moses with the narrative of the Gemara. Very, very nice stuff. Very, very nice stuff. You could probably read this to like a poetry slam. So ve'el amoy tivienu, and bring Judah to his people. And then they let him into the academy. But he didn't. He went into the academy. He didn't know what they were talking about in the academy. He didn't understand. Yodav Ravloi. So then the pasuk says that he should have his hands. He should be able to I guess, talk and learning with the other people over there. Well, the other souls over there. But still, his ideas were missing the mark. His input was missing the mark. His inputs weren't being like halachic. They were like not a liba de hilchasa. Be'ezu mitzarav tiyeh, and you should have assistance from his troubles, I guess. And okay, very, very nice. And everything then worked out for Yehuda, it sounds like. Very, very nice. What time is it? How much do we have? We still have some time. From where do we have the following thing that the people say? Basar anyo azla anyusa, that kind of after the poor people comes poverty. That kilu, it's almost like it's kind of like a spiral. Poor people become poorer. So it says Rabbi Marius, we learn in the Mishnah, Ashirim mevin bikurim bekaloso shel zov v'shel kesef v'aniyim b'sali nitzorim shel arove klufe. That when it came to the bikurim, the first fruits, and the Yidden would come to the Beis Hamikdash and they would bring their first fruits and give it to the Kehanim. So the wealthy people, they would put their first fruits in these what's kalasos? Whatever these vessels of gold and silver and like that. They would present the first fruits to the Kohen. But they weren't giving the gold and silver as a gift to the Kohen. They would take back the gold and the silver, but it was a way that they would, come. It was very nice. They would use gold and silver platters, and like this, they would present the first fruits to the Kohen, but the Kohen would take the fruit and they would take back the platters home. But the poor people, what did they have? They would come and they were bringing in these simple baskets, and they gave the whole thing to the Kohen, the fruits with the baskets. So the rich people, they gave the fruits and they took back their baskets, Batsim. The poor people gave the fruits and the baskets. So the poor people, not only do they have, they don't have much, but whatever they have, they kind of have to have less of it. So it's not Ashir Mevin Bikurim that the wealthy people would bring their first fruits, Bekalosher Sazov, Vishal Kesef, on I'll say platters of gold and silver. They would present the fruits to the Kohanim, then they would take back their platters. But Vanim, the poor people, they don't have platters of gold and silver. Besali Nitzorim Shel Arova Klufa, they would give these, these willow baskets. Hasalim Vabikurim, they would give the whole thing to the Kohanim, baskets included. Omar Lei Atomit Me'osom, Rava says you learn it from there. I say from here, V'tomei Tamei Yikrod, right? And I guess okay, it's saying I didn't think. So this is the assumption that I think he himself. So I think I always thought that the other people say Tamei Tamei Yikra, or like the Kohen says it. And sounds like he himself says Tomei Tomei Yirka, meaning a person who has tsaras, it's not enough that he has tsaras, he's then got to announce it to all the people that he's Tomei, so that they, I guess that they could stay away. So it's right. So not only does he have tsaras, then he's got to make it worse by saying, I'm Tomei, I'm Tomei. From where is this thing that the rabbis say? Hashkim ve'echo bakayetz mipnei achama. Wake up early in the summer because of the wake up early and eat in the summer mipnei achama because of the heat, because of the sun of acharif, and in the winter mipnei atzina because of the cold. V'amir inshe, and the people said, Shisin rahute rahut v'lomatu legaved mitzafar korach, that the people could try to run as fast as they can, but they won't be able to catch up with somebody who had bread in the morning. Dichsiv, as the pasuk says, lo yiravu, or bread or eaten. So Dichsiv, as the pasuk says, lo yiravu v'lo yitzmo v'lo yakim shar v'shamesh. Okay, they won't be hungry, they won't be thirsty, and they won't have troubles with the sun. Amalei, and Rava says, Atomit me'osim yisef and darin, vana amina me'ocha yisef and du, v'avadtem es Hashem leikeichem, you will worship Hashem your God. So Kriya Shema Tefillah, this is Kriya Shema and Tefillah, uverach eslach mechaves memecha, and he will bless your bread and your water. So paz ba'melach, this is bread with salt, v'kiton shamayim, and a pitcher of water, mikan ve'elach, and then v'asirosi machlo, mikilbecha, you will not have any sickness. V'tanya, we learn in the Brisa, machla zomara. Machla, the sickness, is a reference to bile that comes from the gallbladder. V'lomenikra shma machla, why is it called machla? Sheshmonim v'shlosha chaloyin yeshba, because it's responsible for 83 different types of sicknesses. Machla v'gematria achiyavu, and the gematria of machla is 83. V'chulan, but all of these 83 gallbladder bile sicknesses, Mara is spleen, I don't know. This gallbladder stuff, all these gallbladder related sicknesses, pas b'melach shachris v'kiton shamayim mevatlon. Bread with salt in the morning and a pitcher of water will solve it. You don't need gallbladder surgery, just bread and salt in the morning and some water. Amalei Rove l'Rabba bar Mori, Rove says to Rabbi bar Mori, Mino amilsa the Amar Rabbanon. From where do we have this thing that the rabbis say? Chavroch karyo chamro. If your friend calls you a donkey, uchfa ligabech mosh, put on a saddle. Amalei dichsiv. So Rabbi Mari says, well, the pasuk says, vayomar Hagar, or vayomar Hagar shivcha sorai. The angel says to Hagar, he says, Hagar, the maidservant, the shifcha of Sarai, where are you coming from? And where are you going to? Sorry, mom. Vatomer, and she says, Mipnei Sarai gvirti anochi barachas, I am running away from Sarai, my mistress. So we see that meaning, so if somebody calls you a donkey, put on a saddle. If the angel called her a maidservant, so she referenced her mistress. Omar le Rav Rabbi bar Mori Minoa Milsa Darbi Inche. From where is the thing that the people say? Milsa Ganoyo de Isbich Kodim Amora. Something I don't know, not good. Oh, is that the horn? Alright. Something negative, that there's something negative about you, just get it out of the way. Say it first thing. Right? Just mention it on your own. Amalei Dichsiv, he says, the Apostle says, Vayomar Eved Avraham Anochi. That Eliezer says to, I guess when he goes to Rivka, and he says, look, I'm the Eved of Abraham. Amalei Rave, I guess like degrading or something. Amalei Rave the Rabba bar Mori, Mino Amilsadame Inche, Shvil v'Azil bar Avaza, a goose stoops so long as it goes, ve'ene mat metaife, but its eyes are peering into the distance. Amalei, Rabbi Mari says, the pasuk says by Abigail, ve'hetiv Hashem la'adoni ve'zacharta es amosecha. That when Abigail, David HaMelech wanted to get stuff from novel, it didn't work out, whatever. And then Abigail says to David HaMelech, I think she brings him stuff, right? And she says, don't forget about me, right? She was peering into the future, and then they ended up getting married down the road. Amalei Rava l'Rabba bar Mori Minoa Milsa Damri Inche Shisin Tichle Mate Likocha de Kalchave Shamav Lo Ochal. That 60 toothaches come to a tooth that hears other people eating and he can't eat with them. Amalei says Rabba bar Rabba bar who are we talking about again? Rabba bar Mori. The Chsiv is the pasuk says Vili Ani Avdecha, that Nosan Anovi says to David HaMelech that I, your servant, v'letzodik hakoyin, v'levnayo ben yoyodo, v'leshloima avdecha lo kara. He was talking about when Adoniyahu made his claim to be king, and he was saying that, he was mentioning that he wasn't invited. Amalei atomet me'asim v'ano amina me'ocha, says Rave, you learn it from over there, I learn it from over here. Oh wow, it's late. Okay. That Isaac brought Rebekah into the tent of Sarah, his mother. This was after Sarah had passed away. Vayikach es Rivka vatihilo leisha, and Isaac and Rebekah got married. Vayehaveh, and he loved her. Vayinochim Yitzchak achre imo, and Isaac was consoled after his mother had passed away. Uchsiv basre, and it says what happens right afterwards. That Avraham also then, when he saw that his son Isaac was getting married, he also wanted to get married. Vayosef Avraham vayikach isha ushmaktura, that Abraham then went and got married to Keturah. All right, I think I probably got to stop over here. It's getting it's getting late. Okay, I guess I didn't finish. All right, I'll have to pick up. I don't know, either tomorrow on Sunday or. All right. See you soon. All right, I think this is where I left off. Amalei Rove L'Rabba bar Mori. Milsa de Amri Inchi. From where is this thing that the people say? Chamr L'Mori Tivus L'Shake. Ho ho. So the wine is owned by the person who owns the wine, but who gets all the ashikoich? The shkoich goes to the sommelier, the one who presents the wine. Amalei Dirsiv. So Rabbi bar Mori responds, he says, well, the pasuk says v'samachta es yodcha olav. It says by Moses that he should he should lean his hands on Joshua, l'man yishmun kol adas b'nei Yisrael, so all the people of Israel will listen. Uchsiv v'Yoshua ben Nun malei ruach chochma, that Joshua the son of Nun was filled with the spirit of wisdom. Ki samach Moshe es yodav olav, because Moses leaned his hands upon him. And all the Yidden listened to Joshua. So it says that it's because Moses put his hands, even though the truth of the matter is comes from the Eibishter. From where does this thing that the people say come from? That a hungry dog will even eat rocks, will even eat stones. The pasuk says, "Nefesh sveya tavus nofes," that a satisfied soul will eat drops of honey, will eat honey, dripping honey, the good stuff. V'nefesh re'eva kol ma'amosot, but a hungry soul, even bitter things are sweet to a hungry soul. Now, for somebody who's satisfied, he can eat delicacies, but somebody who's hungry, he'll eat anything. Omalei Rave L'Rabba bar Mori Milsa de Amre Inche. From where does this thing that the people say come from? Mitayel v'azol dikla bisha gabi kina desarche. I don't really remember what this means, but basically, things kind of go together, like a barren date palm will be with barren trees. So this seems to be pretty well rooted. It's in the Torah, it's in the Novi, it's in the Ksuvim, it's in the Mishnah, a Braise. Kosu b'Torah, it says in the Torah. Dichsev vayelech Esav el Yishmael. Well, it says that Esau went to Ishmael, meaning one shtunk went to another shtunk. Shonu banavim dichsev vayislaktu el Yiftach anoshim rekim vayu imo. That by Yiftach, who I think apparently came from a concubine, which I guess was not considered the best, so other people who weren't the best joined with him. He says that the birds go to other birds and the people go to other people. We have a Mishnah that whatever is connected to, I guess, the Tommy people attract Tommy people, the Torah people attract Torah people. V'tanina bebraise, v'braise Eliezer Omer l'lechinam alach zarzer etzel orev elim pnei she'umino. That the zarzer, which is a kind of bird, went to a raven because they're both birds. From where does this thing that the people say come from? If you call out to your friend and he does not respond, Rimiguda Rabba, take a big wall, shtibe, and throw it on him. Omalei, so Rabba Barmori says, well, the pasuk says, Yan tahartich v'letiharto mitumasech lo titariod. Well, since I made you pure, but you didn't become pure from your impurities, you will never become pure. Okay, I guess if you're not going to listen, then you're going to be in big trouble. If you're not going to respond, we're going to throw a big wall on you. Omalei Rabba from where does this thing that the people say come from? Beira deshas mine, a well that you have drank from, that provided drinking water for you. Lo tishade beikala, don't ever throw dirt into it. Amalei dichsev, so Rabbi Bamari says, the pasuk says, Lo sisai v'adom ki achichu, do not, I don't know what tisai, do not, I don't know, have bad vibes towards Edomites, because Edom is Esau, and Esau is your brother. V'lo tesaiv Mitzri, and do not have bad vibes towards Egyptians, kigeri sabaytzo, because you were a sojourner in his land. Alright. Where is this thing that the people come from? Right, that the people say, where does it come from? If you help me out, then I will help lift the thing, but if you're not going to help me out, then I won't do it. The pasuk says, Barak says to Dvorah, if you go with me, I'll go. But if you don't go with me, I won't go. From where does this thing that the people say come from? When we were young, we were adults. Now that we're older, it's like we're kids. It says that originally, when the Yidden were just getting started, when they left Egypt, so then they were treated to the clouds of glory, to the flame, to the fire at night. But then ultimately, it says, look, I'm not going to go myself personally in front of you. I'm going to send my angel in front of you instead. So at the beginning, they were treated to sort of the Eibishter himself, but then as they mature, as they got older, as they kind of were sojourning in the desert for a while, so then all of a sudden it was no longer the Eibishter, it was his angels. From where does this thing that the people say come from? That if you hang out with wealthy people, then you will get good stuff. As the pasuk says, that also Lot. How do you say Lot in English? Lot? I mean, it's spelled like Lot. So do you say Lot or do you say Lot? All right, let's say lot. It sounds more English. If it sounds like the further away that it sounds to the authentic pronunciation, the more English it probably is. So it's probably lot. V'gam lelo ta'olech es Avram. So also to Lot, who was traveling with Abram, haya tzon uvakar v'ahalim. He also had his own sheep and cattle and tents because he was hanging out with Abram, and Abram was a good guy and a wealthy guy. So even Lot got some stuff. Lot got lots of stuff. Rav Chanan says, somebody who sort of like sends bad vibes towards his friend, so then he gets punished first. As opposed to says, that Sarai says to Abram, I'm upset with you. What does it say? Avram lispod l'sarav livkosa, that meaning she first got upset with Abram. Then it says that Abraham came to eulogize Sarah and to cry, meaning Sarah passed away first. Now this is only if they could have first gone to Bezdin and they didn't, and instead they just cried out to the Eibishter. So then that's not so good. But if there was no Bezdin to go to, so then I guess you can cry out to the Eibishter. And apparently they should have gone to like Shem and Aver. All right. Amr Yitzchak, Oiloi latzoyek Yosem and Anitzok, says Rabbi Yitzchak, that the one who cries out, it is worse off for him than the one who is cried out about. Tani Nam Yoch, we also learn a price like this, Echad Atzoyek ve'Echad Anitzok b'mashma, El Shemamayin latzoyek Yosem and Anitzok. That, if somebody cries out to the Eibishter about his friend, like in a negative kind of way, so they're both going to be penalized, but actually the crier-outer gets penalized first. Amr Yitzchak says Rabbi Yitzchak, never take lightly the curse, even of a lowly fellow, of a simple sort of a simple fellow, a not such good fellow. Because Avimelech cursed Sarah, and it came true, and her children. Shneimar, as the pasuk says, Hineu Lach Ksusenaim, that Avimelech said about Avram, he says to Sarah, he is for you a covering of the eyes. Omar La Hoil V'chisis Mimeni V'lo Gilis Shehu Ishech, that since Avimelech says to Sarah, since you hid from me and covered from me and did not reveal that Abraham is your husband, V'garamt Elai Atzar Hazeh, and you caused me this discomfort. Yiratzon Shiu Lach B'nei Ksuyei Enai, may it be the will that you will have children whose eyes are covered. V'niskayim Bizarro, and this ended up happening. It says Vayiki Zokin Yitzchak V'atecheno Einov Neros, that when Isaac got old, he was no longer able to see. Amr Baba says, better to be the chased than the chaser. That the most chaste birds are the turtle doves, are the doves and the turtle doves. And yet they are dafka kosher for the altar in the temple to be offered as korbanos. All right, that was Daf Tzadi Beis of Masechta BavaKama. I think there was some pretty interesting stuff on this daf, I think. All right.